Hi, I'm Cherry Yang, founder of AirOps Consulting. This is our first video tutorial of the Airtable CRM for Killer Sales Team series. To start, we've got a brand new Airtable database. In this first video, we're just going through the contacts table. The first three fields we're going to do are related to names. So we'll add in a person's first name and middle name and last name. And the reason why we split up the names is because when you're running your automations later on, or when you're sending an email to somebody, you want to be able to say, "Hello, Cherry," and it's going to sound way more casual. With this primary name column, we're going to instead name it full name. We want this record to be unique, so we're going to want to join together the first name, middle name, and last name. We're going to do a couple of iterations of this formula. With the first name in already, we are going to add a space, and you always want to be putting your spaces in quotation marks. It helps Airtable recognize that it's a text value. After that, we're going to add in the middle name and do the same thing, add another space and the last name. If we expand this record, John Powell McKay, his name is looking pretty good. However, when we go into Scott's name, we see that he actually has a couple of spaces in between his. So we actually want to get rid of that extra space in between his first and last name. The way we're going to adjust that is with an if statement. And let's go ahead and add that in. So let's start this if statement here. And we want to say if the middle name is not blank, then go ahead and add a space and a middle name. And if it is blank, then put nothing at all inside. And let's take another look. So now we see that Scott's name only has one space in it. The next thing we want to add in is the role. The role is going to be a single select field, and you can add in CEO, you can add in chairman, you can add in COO, CFO, director of marketing, whatever you like. You can add any of those in. I'm going to again copy a little bit more data in. The next one we want to add our company. And for now, we're going to keep this as a single select as well, because the next video we're going to record is purely on the company/organizations table. And once again, we're going to add in some data. And the last one I always like to add in is location. So this could be a city, a state, a country, a region. It really depends on what your needs are. And remember, try and customize this for exactly what you need. You don't have to copy exactly what I'm doing. And I also like to, for now, make my location a single select. So let's go ahead and add in their email. And conveniently, Airtable already has an email field format, so go ahead and use that. And we'll also want to add in phone numbers. With both emails and phone numbers, sometimes you'll get a personal email, sometimes you'll get an office email. And this happens especially often with phone numbers is I'll have an office phone, which might be my client's preferred method of contact. So I'll go ahead and save that. And I might have a personal phone, which they've also given to me because I've built a really great relationship with them. So let's go ahead and look at our couple of options for phone number fields. So conveniently, Airtable also has a phone number field, which will format things really nicely according to the North American formatting for phone numbers. However, if the office phone had some kind of extension number or some other special calling instructions, you probably want to just leave that office phone field as a text field. Or you can keep your office phone field as a phone number field and add an additional field to include any extension information. Let's paste in some sample data. We really just want our salespeople to have one phone number to call. We're going to aggregate both of these fields into just one single phone number field. And the way we're going to do that is with a formula. We're going to say if the office phone is not blank, then use the office phone. Otherwise, use the personal phone. And now we've got 4 different contacts we could call with all of their phone numbers. Very importantly, the sales team also needs to know which rep is handling which contact and what stage that contact is in. So let's go ahead and include some information on the rep. And we're going to make this a single select field for now, and we'll talk about some other options to optimize this in future videos. So for now, I will add in John, Luke, and Sarah. We also want to know what stage that contact is in. So let's go ahead and add it. This is also going to be a single select and most likely being filled in by your reps. At this point, we can see that I can assign someone to John and I can assign someone to Luke and also somebody to Sarah. Some common stages I like to use are the following. Dates are super important, both for your significant other and for your sales team. The first date we're going to talk about is the created date. It's where everything starts, whether that's when your lead first came in or when it first got added. Conveniently, Airtable has a field type called created time. In my case, I'm just going to use the date itself. And we're also going to add in the last updated date. And this is important because when we've got interactions, we obviously want to know when this contact was last updated. And we'll use the last modified time. Conveniently, it asks you whether you want all the different fields to factor into this last modified time or just specific ones. For this specific one, we're going to use the all editable fields. The final date field we're going to add in here is last updated as it relates to the stage. So we'll want to use the last modified time again, and when we choose specific fields, we're going to pick stage. It's helpful to be able to tell the time because then we know when something was last updated, even by the minute, because every single day a contact could be changing a couple of different times if multiple people are supporting you in the data enrichment process, or if your salesperson is calling them multiple times and trying to reach them within the day. At this point, we have all the basic fields we need to pass on to our sales team for them to get started. Of course, you can add additional ones, all the customized things that you might need. And if you're still wondering about what might have I missed, you can go ahead and Google Salesforce built-in fields or Salesforce standard fields, and that will pull up a list of both contact fields and account level fields for you to be able to sample. Awesome work! You made it through part 1. Give yourself a pat on the back. If you need help with customizations or have special Airtable needs, then feel free to find us at our website, which is linked down below. I hope you enjoyed our first tutorial. Stay tuned for part 2, and please subscribe for new videos.